Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Ritual League 3.13. In this episode, I'm going to be going over the actual switch to Carrion Golems, and what I'm currently doing, and what I recommend, and what I think is pretty cool of what you can do. So we originally started with a version that I released, which was the 2 Carrion Golem. It had 2 Carrion Golems, a stone, and a chaos, and the main reason is when you're on a budget, you're going to stack the harmonies, usually, for free damage. You stack primordial harmonies for free damage in a golem build, because you want the cooldown recovery speed for this golem skills, and you want the big damage. I know, we're getting right into it, guys. How you guys doing? I hope you're ready to just get straight into the golem facts, but we in the past would go harmony stacking, and harmonies give you increased damage for having different types of golems, so it's like 20% per different type. So just having Carrion, this will give 20%, but if you have stone and chaos, you have 3 types, so then you'll get 60% from this jewel if you have a perfectly rolled primordial harmony. It's pretty cool, pretty strong. 60% increased golem damage instead of 20%. And then well, I with this time in this build that I put together for, well, my zombies originally, as you know, we started as a zombie build with the zombie chest, zombie helm, we had the zombie chest, we got all the zombie shit, zombie ammy somewhere, I don't know. Point is, we switched yesterday to this Carrion Golems, and so switched the chest plate to this. I went still increased effective offerings. We went an extra specter instead of an extra zombie. The Ami, we went an extra physical skill gems instead of the extra zombie. And then the helmet, I got this time spell block, fizz damage taken as lightning, and increased effective fort. It's pretty good helm. This was just a random, like, yo, look, Crusader, Elder, I Awakener Orbed, and then I added Life, and I swear this is just what I got. I was really lucky. So Crusader for the chance to block spell damage, and apparently it's T2. And then I did Minion Life. I don't know how I did the T2 spell damage, actually. Did I mess that up? Either way, I want to now update you guys with why I'm at 4 Carrion Golems and no Stone and Chaos, even though normally I would recommend the other way around. So what happened is, I was looking at the build, and I was like, okay, I wonder how much with only 2 harmonies. So the biggest difference is we're not an Elementalist right now. We're still a Necromancer from our zombie build. When we're a Necromancer, I do not get increased golem buff effect from having thing. I also don't get extra golems, and I don't get extra buff effect per golem. So all the buff effect that I have is this 70, and, well, the primordial bond that I chose to run, which I don't have to. It's actually in competition with something else, so it's logical to not run it. So my stone golem was about 300 regen, and the Chaos Golem was 10% physical damage reduction. And so I decided that I could go from 4.4 million DPS to 7 point something, 7.2. So it was 63% more DPS, just switching to the 4 Carrion Golem instead of the stone and the chaos. So 63% more DPS for 300 regen and 10% physical damage reduction. Like, our physical damage reduction is still pretty good. Our armor is still pretty good, and we have our flasks. And then our DPS is massive, and 4 Carrion Golems, it's spread out across instead of 2, so better clear on top. We were already clearing with 2. I was doing Awakener 9 at the same speed as my zombies. I was doing I was clearing everything like maybe 10%, like bosses 10% slower, but clear 10% way better. Like, it's 100% clear compared to 90% clear with the zombies. Carrion Golems, big thumbs up, highly recommend. Now I'll go into the more of yeah, so I dropped Stone Chaos, and then I'm like, yo, bro, I gotta make up that life regen. I would have had 100 life regen without the stone. So I came up with a lot of changes. You might see some green gems, you see some changes. Let's show you. So here we got the phase run, second wind, increased duration. I was able to fit this in because we dropped so much stuff. So I lost Stone Golem, Chaos Golem, Feeding Frenzy, and Mim. How bad is that? So I switched the Mim into the helmet. Instead of Meat Shield on the zombies, we have Divergent Feeding Frenzy. If they die with Divergent Feeding Frenzy with the 10% move speed, I'm going to give them Anomalous for the 1% life recover on hit. Keep track of this, it's important. Then I get the Spectre, Blood Magic. So we dropped Meat Shield for Divergent Feeding Frenzy. So Meat Shield was a defensive thing to keep my stuff alive. But to be honest, I'm min-maxing, bro. Let's balance this fucking build out now that we got the golems. We're going all in. Here we go. So Divergent Feeding Frenzy. So we're getting Feeding Frenzy still in the build, and these have 10% more move speed. So I told you it's between increased buff duration, move speed, or the life recover. So move speed is the best if you can get away with it. If the buff stays up and they stay alive, you don't need the other two. So move speed, and then we'll see if we need the other two. Start with the best, downgrade to survival issues if you survival options if you have to. And then, well, I lost Mame, it's gone. We might be able to add it back with Flesh and Stone, but then, to make up the life regen, I decided to do Vitality. And I did an interesting one. So I did Anomalous Vitality. So normally Vitality is obviously increased range, like area of effect for the aura, for the quality. So I did Anomalous, and then it gives nearby allies leech of physical damage as life. And I thought, yo, that's actually not bad. Like, it's extra. If they get that, bro, that's pretty strong. Where the 300 regen is decent, that's really fucking cool, you know? That's really cool. And maybe they'll still get the regen anyways, because it's a pretty big aura range. And then I decided to put all of my auras, except the Dread Banner one, in my boot altogether. So Pride, 50% mana reserve. The Anomalous Vitality is flat mana, 244. We have the Skitterbots. This is 35%. And I'm reducing it with an 88% mana multiplier with the Enlightened 4. I decided to do this because I was like, yo, I don't actually run that many auras, so mana reserve on the skill tree is not that great, but an Enlightened 4 and a Link, if I can sacrifice a gem because we got this, we lost some gems with not needing to run these extra golems if we're going to be going pure DPS Carrion Golems, which then, seriously, buff effect is completely useless then, which is really cool, actually. I hadn't done this before, so then I actually went Divergent Summon Carrion Golem 2120, so he has 20% increased cooldown recovery rate. It's just so cool. It's just so cool across the board. So we were able to get our regen with the Vitality up to 432, so it's actually the same or more than the Stone Golem. We did lose the 10% physical damage reduction, but to gain 63% more DPS. So the option really was to get 2 more Carrion Golems, you go Elementalist, or you do this. And to be honest, half of the Elementalist Ascendancy is active, and I don't want to do it yet. I'm not ready. We're not ready. We're not there yet. We might try an Elementalist character. I don't want to mess with my main build. I think I'll have main build and then meme builds, if you know what I mean. So Elementalist might be a meme, and then, okay. Actually, let me start it like this. Elementalist might start as a meme, because I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do with the half of the Ascendancy. You guys understand, double exposure, elemental army, and the perma shock if you use it. You have to use a skill. You have to use a damage skill, which, to be honest, triggering a socketed skill, it's possible when I start using this and I'm using phase run and it's auto-triggering the stuff in the wand while keeping phase run up, and I didn't know about this before. I'm just stupid, honestly. And then if you don't like how often phase run is keeping up the bone offering, you can do this, and you can force it with default attack. Default attack triggers the socketed skill thing in your wand, and so does obviously flame dash. There's a cooldown of 1 second, so beware of that on the trigger. So you might want to wait, and in a boss fight you could just do a couple, and then boom, you could do this. Like I said, you just prep some some good old trigger. And then what I was going to say is that overall this is then Necro. We stayed what we were. It was way better. There's a lot of benefits to staying Necro, obviously. The entire Ascendancy is used. We even have other options that are backup options. That's how powerful this is, that aren't active. They're just passive, nice Necromancer things. Like you could just do Commander of Darkness, technically, and you could still go back up Plaguebringer. It's still pretty good, too. You don't need to consume a corpse for that thing. Technically, you just need a nearby corpse, which is like all the time when you're fighting, or if you're doing this kind of build with the Desecrate. You're just creating corpses and then not consuming them all because it's not perfectly clean. But then where the Elementalist, you'll have to hit to chalk or hit to chill, or the Elemental exposure double thing. I'm not sure if it works on Elemental Army yet, so we might have to use something like Shock Nova or something to get the double exposure. I don't know, but is it Shock Nova or is it? There's some other one too that we could use, but either way, I decided to stay with the Necro and go this route because it didn't seem right. Oh, and I still have a full Elemental Ailment Immune with just 3 crafts. So literally the Elementalist Ascendancy is Elemental Ailment Immune, which is 3 crafts, and then the 2 Golems. So seriously, like I had said all along, League Start, Golems, with Elementalist 2 Ascendancies seems really good, but it might just get fucked up. But as soon as you get into like Uber Lab, and now it's like, well, because I don't know how to build it yet. So pretty much what I'm saying, I will probably build an Elementalist. So part of this video is adding an Elementalist of what we're gonna be doing. So this is well, what I'm doing with my current Carrion Golems, what I did to make it all fit, and this new version. So obviously you have to keep the Divergent Dread Banner and the Awakened Generosity away from the other 4 auras, because Divergent Dread Banner will make the Vitality affect your minions and not you, and you don't want that. And then I keep the Enlighten on these, because this is only 10%, so it should be fine. Oh, and one more thing. There's a lot of stuff here. I switched the Large Cluster to Renewal, Rotting Claws, Vicious Bite. So I was mentioning that buff effect is now useless for the Golem, so Primordial Bond is useless, so except for the Golem health, and our Carrion Golem won't have an issue surviving. It's going to be zombies, and so Vicious Bite over Primordial Bond guaranteed now, and we have basically power charges all the time up because I run 2 powered Host Chieftains. And then we have the Rotting Claws, like always, and then I decided to put Renewal instead of Feasting Fiends finally, and that's because I think that Carrion Golems will stay at full life way better and have a way better time than zombies that are lazy and shitty and move and have to walk, where the Carrion Golems are leaping and being gods. Space Jam. Alright, and then how was I able to fit the Vitality? Well, the Enlighten 4 helped, obviously, and the Enlighten 4 with the Vitality. This was big, and I got a 1% mana reserve jewel. You might have to get one of these nodes. Otherwise, you might have to run both of these 4% and an Enlighten 3 if you can't afford the Enlighten 4. So that's my tips, that's my heads up. It's just 2 skill points on the skill tree. If in the worst case scenario, I already tested it all. It didn't look too bad. I was trying to go even further with mana reserve. I guess I'll chill on that because it's a little bit, it's going to be expensive probably, like jewels of mana reserve and some other stuff. But yeah, I have ideas to fit Flesh and Stone Mame because we're missing Mame now, and Flesh and Stone Mame is probably a good way to add it since we're not running extra support minions. There's no fucking way I'm doing it off of a minion now. There's no way. Mame, Flesh and Stone is the next step of other big DPS, but here's the build. So like I said, I had 2.2 million DPS per Carrion Golem with the old build with the Stone Golem and the Chaos Golem. So the buff from the Harmonies, extra 80% Golem damage. Wasn't that big. It wasn't that fucking big, dude. It's really dumb. So instead, like I said, we go the 2 extra Golems, and I was able to get more DPS out of all the changes I made with the Vicious Bite and the renewal if they're at full life. So obviously if you discount this, so, and this is without MIM. So without full life, without MIM, still the same damage, 2.2 is what I calculated. And now this is actually more. So I was calculating just the instant swap of what my old build with Primordial Bond and all that shit was in the swap. And now with the new one, well, I'll count it without renewal. And like I said, no MIM. 2.2, and we have 4, so 8.8. And so I went from 4.4 to 8.8, and so I literally doubled my damage by doing this swap and using the vitality instead, and that's really effective. And I'm confident in my zombie surviving, maybe with the feeding frenzy, because I have the 80% minion life on this Elegant Hubris, and then the 160 damage is pretty cool to make up for the 680 damage that I lost in the 2 Primordial Harmonies. That's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yep, you could definitely see. Oh yeah, this is still max block. I forgot. We may have transitioned this from zombies, and we may have transitioned this from 2 Carrion Golems to 4, but bro, the base is still here. We just lost 10% physical damage reduction. It's not that bad. I got the regen still. I still have my regen. We have max block, spell blocks, getting there. I'm almost there with this helmet, dude, with that extra 6. Bro, it's getting there. And then this shield I changed. We got extra life on block now. And then we have 76, 76, 75. I got some max cold res on the shield. And I got the max fire res on the skill tree. It's pretty cool. And yeah, this is how I changed the build to 4 Carrion Golems, why I did it, how it did more damage, why I'm not doing Elementalist yet. It's probably a meme, but like I said, the first 2 are great. You get some extra golems, feels good, man. Elemental ailment immune, you could drop those crafts and you get some free crafts. If you go Elementalist, this is a big one. You can't go Mistress of Sacrifice, so you lose block, bone offering. Oh no, I'm staying Necro for now. Like, I can't get away from this idea. This defense is way too good. Yeah, this defense is way too good right now with only 4,900 life. Yeah, so then Elementalist looks like a DPS ascendancy is what I'm saying. So you get 2 golems, it's the same as what I just did, but then I could get up to 6. So I could still run the Stone and the Chaos if you wanted, or you could run 6 Carrion, but it's like kind of a downside because you get increased effect of buffs of golems. So you're very incentivized to go 3 golems with harmony stacking and eminence stacking. It's just like really weird, dude. I feel like Elementalist is a bit weird now, because it's like about the buffs, and it's about the golems, and it's about resummoning them, and then you're actually a DPS in ascendancy with a double exposure and shock perma. Like, this is defensive. I've always been more towards the defensive. If you've been following the channel, I used Mistress of Sacrifice, Spirit Offering, defensive. I use all these combos to do deep delving, super tank, god fucking cheese. Like, I don't know. This is pure memes now. And then they took out some damage of my active thing. I don't know. We'll probably be coming to this. And what is it, like cold golems, ice golems? Like, I don't know, dude. It's pretty weird. And then you get, I guess you get the free chill without even having to go Shaper of Winter. So you just go Storms, Mastermind of Discord, and then there you go. I gave you the extra Elementalist in this shit. It's part of it. We're so close on the line of it, and people keep asking, so I had to include it. I hope you enjoyed this little ramble, this little discussion. 19 minutes of catching you up with what I've changed and why I changed it, why the feeding frenzies in the home instead of the meat shield and how it's going to work, how we're using... Oh, I didn't explain one more thing. I'm using phase run, second wind, increased duration. If you've been following me for a long time now, I like this setup. biggest thing is, well, it gives me, oh, this is a max level, 2020, bro. This gives 50 move speed, 10 from the quality, and then 40 from the thing. It would give like 20 without the level, but look at my move speed without. 32 with. Whee! Man, I miss this, bro. If you think about it, that's a lot faster than what I was. And then, so 82, and it's perma. And people taught me that it triggers the trigger thing in your wand, which I had known about for a little while, but I didn't go back to phase run since I learned it. And so it's a great time. And so, yeah, phase run's pretty cool. 3-second cooldown though. But then 50 move speed, and we could trigger this too. It's 25 plus the extra 40, so 65 would go up to 147. We're fucking zooming. You could run a silver flask, get the extra onslaught, go to 167. The only thing I don't have is convocation on right now, but then maybe the extra move speed makes up for all this again. We could drop the flame dash for the convocation if we really wanted to, but if you convocate, you lose phase run, so there's also that. You could drop one of these things in the wand if you think fuck the desecrate, for example, because you're killing and you're going to keep up the bone offering, except for bosses. Put in convocate, so convocate for mapping, desecrate for bossing maybe, I don't know. Not sure yet. Like I said, just made all these changes. It's very obvious in the case of like, yo, should I do the forward carry-on? That's obvious. Dropping the stone in the chaos is obvious. Going the vitality is obvious. Dropping, so this is like a TLDR of the video, a little like summary. Putting the shit together with an enlighten is obvious, and then doing, if you don't do that, using the skill tree for the extra mana reserve to run an enlighten, to run the vitality. I think you'll need an enlighten 3 at least though, with the skill tree, or at least a mana reserve jewel, which is expensive. So I've tried to make this as easy as possible for you guys. I have some videos coming soon of some other shit I got to explain, but things have been popping off. Things are so sick with the build. I'm excited for the future of it, and the min-maxing and more testing of shit, and just figuring out where everything stands, and comparing everything for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys in today's stream. It's a nice Sunday afternoon. I hope you guys are having a great day as well. Hope to see you in today's stream. And I'm going to take this opportunity to thank my Patreon and my YouTube members who financially support the channel. I can't do this without you guys. So thank you guys for all the support. And thank you to anyone new who joins the Patreon or the YouTube members today. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!